speak to Nigeria in a language they will never understand until now. I have taken that responsibility. These parties and their leaders were held accountable for harms and injustices committed to the population of the city state, in the state of these Slovenians and all of that. However, by the time of the Declaration of Independence were issued, these parties had been removed from power and were effectively dissolved. In a sense, therefore, the grievances against this communist ruled state belong to the past or the present, the recent past, and were no longer relevant when city state declared their independence. In our own Nigeria against Biafra, it is going to be different because those evil government officials that committed this crime against us are still at large today. And the government is still in power. Nigeria government is still very active, killing our people in Biafra land. So we are going to make sure that we hold them very, very responsible for all the killings you see today happening in the southeast, east and south. In Okwama community, or the massacre, all of them, we are going to list all these killings and we hold them responsible. One could just argue that the whole stage that would have been target of the delegitimization through a list of grievances had already lost their operational legitimacy. And that's exactly the tactics that the Biafra government is applying today. We are expecting that as we are declaring the restoration of independence of Biafra, we will make sure that we reduce Nigeria to ground zero in Biafra territory through our actions from the Biafra Defense Forces. In consequence, the declaration of the independence of several federal units and later of sub-federal units, such as Kosovo, for example, of these two federal states, focus in some cases exclusively on legitimization of the new state, legitimization of their own state, because there is no need for them to delegitimize the existing state since they have already failed. This was achieved by announcing or establishing state institutions. My fellow Biafrans, a moment.
We can hear you, sir.
All right, where did I stop? Okay, thank you. Because I think I have some, my battery is down, so I just put it on power now. All right, thank you very much. All right, so as I was saying, the issue of Kosovo, for example, in some cases, this Kosovo focused on legitimization of the new state. And this was achieved. Kosovo achieved their own independence during their declaration, by announcing or establishing state institutions that were taking over the state functions of the old state. And that's exactly, we have actually done that. Biafra government has actually established all state institutions, both in the homeland and from exile. We have actually superseded every country that have ever declared independence. We have superseded all of them. We have done what no country have actually done. We have government in the homeland, de facto government. We have created 40 United States of Biafra. We have defined our map, undisputable. We have also created the government in exile. We have already established liaison offices all over the world that will later become the embassies of Biafra. We have done, no country have ever done it in the history of freedom fighting. That is how far we have gone. And this measure is very necessary because Nigeria is a very complex country. And we needed to do something extraordinary, which we have done. And that is the reason you are seeing the attention that we are getting from DC or Washington, DC, from the United States, and other part of the world, because you can't have this particular achievement of the Biafra government today and everybody is ignoring it. No. They have predicted Nigeria breakup for many years. It never happened. And after the prediction, no reasonable, very serious individual is coming up to do something. Now, they have seen that, yes, Simon Ekpa and his government is more than serious, and they can be taken very seriously. People have been watching, decision makers have been watching from the side and observing our activities for the past 1.5 years. And today, I believe they are summoning the courage to do that which is right. And what is it? To stand by the truth, by giving their voices for the independent state of Biafra. That is what you see happening today. And we must applaud them. They have done the right thing. And those who are still waiting to see another crazy move from Simon Ekpa before they can give their voice, we will get them at the end of the day. My fellow Biafrans, the modus operandi and the pattern of the Biafra government today is something that Nigeria can never ever comprehend. Kosovo achieved this independence by establishing state institutions that were taking over the functions of the old state, or by announcing the new state commitment to several internationally sanctioned principles. Exactly what the Biafra government have done today. We have been announcing the new institution, establishing our ministries as a commitment to several internationally sanctioned principles, policies, and international organizations. This declaration of independence were apparently expected. To legitimize the new state of Biafra in the eye of other world powers or other countries. My fellow Biafrans that are listening to me today, many of these countries that have fought for their independence and they got it by declaration have gone through many obstacles. And we are also going through many obstacles which we actually have defeated. This kind of legitimization of the new state in a declaration of independence often culminated in a request or appeal to other states and international organizations to recognize the independence of the new state. Exactly what Biafra is doing. But you know, all the approaches we've made so far, all the contacts we've made so far, we are just creating awareness. We're not expecting anybody to recognize us at this point because the declaration has not been made. It is after the declaration has been made, after the self-referendum has been counted, and we have official result, declaration will be issued. After the declaration of independence, you can now begin to call to the people that you want to recognize that. Note you have. Now you have recognized, you have declared your independence. Sorry, I'm speaking Finnish. I mistakenly speak Finnish. I'm sorry about that. You know, we have, you know, we are the language is part of me. So I just speak Finnish now. So sorry about that. So it's to inform the countries that we have declared our independence through the mandate given to us by Biafrans, of which over 50 million has voted for our self-referendum. You can't ignore that. You can't ignore that. You can never ignore that. So, by this, many countries have done what we are doing today. Some of the analysis from experts will ever remember and inscribe the Biafra pattern of independence and declaration to the history book. In view of all the strategies of delegitimization and legitimization, that is something that you must understand. The three sub-genera. Very much. Thank you very much. Now, those people that are calling me should please stop. You don't call when I'm live. There are many major three important say in the Declaration of Independence. The grievances declaration, the institutionalizing declaration, and the commitment declaration. These particular three principles, I would say, subgenres of the Declaration of Independence of Biafra is being worked on as I speak to you today by the Biafra Declaration Drafting Committee. And you must understand that we are 1 million steps ahead of Nigeria. That I must tell you. If you do not know today, know that we are 1 million. Before Nigeria will make any move, it is the move I have made 6 months ago. So we are very, very far, like very, very, very far ahead of Nigeria. Now, the prime example of this declaration can be found in the United States Declaration of Independence of 1776. And even during the Biafra Declaration of Independence in 1967, it was only few grievances that was listed. Only some grievances that were listed during the Biafra Declaration of Independence. Today, we are adopting every grievances, listing them against Nigeria state. That has never been done in the history of Biafra until now. I want people to understand, especially those illiterate who are on the side of the IPOB Nigeria. You know, the kind of confusion that we put into them is very amazing. You will see the people supporting the drug lord Nigeria Tinubu shouting, Simon Ekpa, go and die, this is that. You will see the IPOB Nigeria shouting, Simon Ekpa is working for Tinubu, is working for Nigeria government. Have you ever seen any confusion like that? Have you seen any confusion like that? Why the Afonjas are crying that I am destroying every plan of their ogas in Nigeria, within the Nigeria state? The IPOB Nigeria, they are shouting and working for Nigeria. Why Nigeria is crying? That is the highest confusion. They don't know what is going on because they never believe that Nigeria can be challenged. You know how they address Nigeria? The most populous country in Africa, the biggest economy in Africa, the giant of Africa, the this and that, the evil entity is going down. They never believe that Nigeria can be challenged until today. Nigeria terrorist army never believed that Biafrans can actually volunteer to, risk their life to defend others. They thought everybody loved money. They thought every Biafra want life. Everybody want to live. They never believed that people can actually sacrifice their life for others. Nigeria never believed it. But today, it is happening. Volunteers of the Biafra Defense Forces are sacrificing their life for others. And this is unimaginable to the Nigerians. They never believed that a day like this will come, where people can actually give selfless service, where people can become patriotic, where you can see people dying for what they believe in. And it is very, very surprising to the Islamic Nigeria state. I'll give you an example of this declaration, even the recent one of Donetsk Act of 2014, Luhansk Act of 2014. This declaration named violation the whole state committed against the Syrian unit, including human rights abuses, act of genocide, discrimination, and breach of agreement justifying their call for international recognition or remedial ground. That's exactly what Biafrans we are going to do. Our own is more and worse than whatever Luhansk and Donetsk ever experienced. We have experienced apartheid in Nigeria against Biafra people. We have experienced genocide. We have experienced discrimination. We are victims of all the crimes you can think of. And that is exactly what the declaration drafting committee are working on. And these particular grievances that we are listing in the declaration is going to justify our declaration on the 2nd of December 2024. And again, after that, we will move a very aggressive campaign for international recognition or remedial ground. I want Biafrans to understand that you can't, what exactly foundation have you laid in the past for Biafra to come? Nothing. Are you going to just say, UN, come and give me freedom? Come on. No, without any foundation, without organizing yourself? No. The dead Buhari told you that Biafrans, if you want freedom, go and organize yourself. And people did not actually understand what he said. And he himself did not actually know when he said it. I watched him. Of course, then I was one Nigeria. I looked at this man. I laughed. I said, don't worry. The day I will join this Biafra struggle, you will know what you have said. How many of you remember when they were interviewing him? Oh, the army were killing Biafrans in the city of Aba, and he said he don't want to watch the video. If they want to do something, they should go and organize themselves. Did you remember when dead Buhari said it? Today, go and inform him that Biafrans have organized themselves. Like never before, like no other country in the past. We have organized ourselves. We have a government. We have all the institution of government functional. We have a map. We have state. We have everything, including liaison offices all over the world. Tell them we have organized ourselves. It is time, and we are going to visit them very soon. My fellow Biafrans, I want you to understand that the reason the Biafra will be declared in a foreign land is because of the hostility and the terrorism of the Nigeria state. Is because that opportunity will not be given to us without people getting killed. So we are going to adopt the best available options, which is the government in exile issuing declaration where every state in Biafra land will be represented. And there's going to be delegation. And of course, it is not only that we are declaring Biafra independent in exile, but also we have conducted referendum on ground, where people are lining up and voting, and evidences abound. Are you going to beat that? Nigeria don't know what is hitting them. What we are fighting today is brain war. Brain war. And we have outsmarted Nigeria. I want you to understand that after the declaration of the restoration of independent state of Biafra on the 2nd of December, we will officially communicate Nigeria. And then we will start aggressive campaign globally for the recognition of Biafra. It is a long overdue. Those that are laughing at us today will no longer laugh at us then. You know how they are calling us, they were calling me online prime minister, online this, online that, yet they can't let me rest. Yet they are on our page, we post, they are panicking, yet they cannot let us to do our online country and have peace. They are disturbed because it is no longer online. We are showing every evidence of controlling the territory of Biafra from exile and then also from the homeland, the de facto government, by our various activities, civil disobedience, political activities, by organizing self-referendum voting in Biafra land, and the vote is going on even as I speak. So what else do you need to know that the Biafra people have rejected Nigeria and they are only loyal to the Biafra government? Their hope of a new beginning and new life is on the government of Biafra. So my people, after the declaration in Finland, what do you expect? What you are going to expect is that we will officially communicate our declaration to the Nigeria state, demanding the recognition and acceptance of the self-referendum. Not only that, we are not sending it to Nigeria state for them to accept. They are never going to accept, and we know that. We will also communicate the African Union, even when we don't even like them. We will also communicate ECOWAS, even when we don't like them. we will officially communicate all these institutions seeking the approval of what we have done in exile, the history that we have done. And we will also officially communicate the United Nations through our international partners. We are not doing all these things for them to agree immediately, no, but believe me, we will release hell on Nigeria. After this December 2nd, we will release hell on Nigeria. I want you people to focus on the ORB report, where they say, after this declaration, after this self-referendum of Biafra, there's going to be two options. That Nigeria will either issue a political statement, that is when we have officially communicated Nigeria, demanding the recognition and acceptance of the Biafra self-referendum. Nigeria will either issue a political statement or ignore a political statement and use it and come militarily. We are already used to the military activities of Nigeria state for the past 3 years. We are only going to increase and escalate it. And like I said, we choose how we fight this. So my fellow Biafrans, I have a lot to tell you on the update of what to expect. So that when you are discussing with people, you can defend yourself and defend the government and defend what we are doing when you have knowledge of what we are doing and what is to come. If you are in argument with all these idiots, you can be able to tell them what we are doing and what we are going to do. So I believe this small clarification and update on the declaration coming 2nd of December have put you in the right track. Immediately after this declaration, what follows next? I am repeating it again so that it will sink inside the head of even the Dundees. That one, we will write Nigeria officially, informing Nigeria of what Biafra have done, giving the result of the self-referendum to Nigeria state, demanding the recognition of Biafra as an independent state, demanding the acceptance of the self-referendum, also demand the withdrawal of every Nigerian military and institution in the Biafra territory. We are not expecting them to do that, but we're going to write them officially so that it will go into history book. 2, we will officially write the AU, ECOWAS, and all international organizations, informing them of what 50 million Biafrans, over 50 million Biafrans. I don't know how many that are going to vote by December or November 8, 28, when the voting will end. Inform them how many millions have voted and what Biafra has spoken, and we have spoken, and the exile government have declared Biafra, and this is the result. And this is our demand. Our demand is the withdrawal of every Nigerian institution, accept our declaration, accept our self-referendum, and there will be peace. We will inform the United Nations, using our international consultants and international partners, why our lobbyists will be heavily working, ruthlessly engaging in diplomacy at the White House and the Washington, D.C. You don't know what we have prepared. You can never, ever defeat us this time around. We come prepared, and I call it a multi-dimensional approach. After that, we will begin to approach many countries with the document that we have raised and generated from Finland, from the declaration. It becomes official. Now we don't have any official document. Now we do not have any official. Only thing we are doing today is just awareness that Biafra is coming. Everything is awareness. Everything is that we are dying and we don't want to die. We want to defend ourselves. That's what we have been doing for the past 3 years. So from the 2nd of December, we will officially have a document and officially we begin to demand recognition. Every recognition we demand today, we are not expecting anybody to recognize us. Why? On what basis will it be recognized? There is no basis for recognition. There is no basis today. The only reason we are doing this is to create awareness to those countries and those offices. And we have done that. After 2nd of December, we will have official declaration, official consent of the Biafra people. And then we will have the reason to demand for the recognition from the United Nations, from every country in the world. And my fellow Biafrans, let me also inform you that one African country already offers us a recognition as of today. And you will know it in days to come. We have gotten recognition from more African countries. And those who call us their friend will extend our friendship and our hand of friendship to them. Biafra is the light of Africa. My fellow Biafrans, I welcome all of you to question and answer. I will be addressing some of your questions, but now you know at least some things to answer to those who do not know nothing and don't care to know. The roadmap to the independence of Biafra from 2nd of December 2024. I welcome question and answer. The media team and the communication ministers and deputy, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, PM.
We stood our ground during the election. You remember, it was the reason we make sure that Biafra did not participate in the election, and they manipulated 4 million votes in the southeast and south Biafra territory. We stopped 20 million people from voting. They believed in us. That's why 20 million people boycotted the voting during the general election. So we know what we did. And that's why we can never be part of the protest, because we made what is happening today in Nigeria. Everything you see today happening, we made it. And it is working according to our plan. Thank you. Thanks today, Biafra has no enemy. We are open for everybody. So those who want to help us, we will welcome them. We are not enemy to anybody. And then also, I'm not much interested in what is going on in other countries because independent. So I'm focusing on Biafra. Biafra is the only thing my priority at this point. I wish other people very well and good luck in their endeavors. But my problem now is Biafra and nothing else. Nigeria government institutions, that's all. We want to lock them down in our land. We don't want them to function. Very much. The charter is a living document. So there will be a new version of the charter in the next convention. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
The Constitutional Drafting Committee, they are working on the Constitution. It's going to be ready very soon. And then also we have the Declaration Drafting Committee, which is part of the living document, the charter. So these things will be amended, updated. In the of the smartness of the government of Biafra, it is because of our achievement in international stage and globally. It is because what we are doing, they never expected it. They never even thought towards the direction of what we're doing today. So we take them by surprise. And also because they look down on me. And they were looking at my baby face. And today, that baby face have deceived them. Even some people are still looking at my baby face. That's why many people are having problem in this government, because they look at my baby face and before they know it, they have made a mistake and they are out. That is the problem. So, but I like it like that. And it will continue like that. That's how God wanted. Until boom, kaboom, Biafra is declared. And before you know it, we'll be carrying our document and file from one office to another, from one country to another, from one organization to another. And before you know it, the declaration will start, the recognition will start coming step by step. Mark my word, step by step. The recognition of the Biafra government will begin to come. And I want you to understand that everything we are doing now is nothing. Everything we are doing now is nothing, only creating awareness that we are no longer happy with Nigeria. After 2nd of December, we are going to have a reason and demand, a very clear demand. And what is it? We will demand the legitimacy of the Biafra government. You understand the point now? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Martin. Please, one more question.
To the convention is coming as a delegate. So you are going to have the opportunity to append your name in the declaration document. And then also remember, there is going to be a shakeup in the government of Biafra during the convention. And so you will have the opportunity to participate in voting. We're going to sit as a parliament. So a lot of things are going to happen in Finland that will shock the world. So you are coming as a delegate. You are going to vote on a lot of things, and those things you are going to vote will become part of the Biafra government and the Constitution of Biafra. So coming there, just like we voted for the Charter of Biafra last year, this time around, it is not just raising your flag that I'm voting. No, you electronically vote using your gadget, using your phone to vote. And that's exactly how we run the government. So it's not an issue of a race flag if you support or no. No. Your name is going to be there. We are going to generate the voting through the spreadsheet. And so it's going to happen on a number of issues. So you're not just coming there to just observe. No, you are coming there as a delegate, as an important person. So your name is going to be there in the history. Just like I'm reading all the history of other declarations where you see people signing, your name is going to be there if you come to Finland as a delegate. Thank you.
Thank you.
After the declaration, not only Onyendu, the release of all Biafra prisoners who have been captured, kidnapped.
Okay, now you right, no
because
sound. Okay.
Raf,
I don't see
you
your
are talking
comments.
about Onyendu. We will demand the release of all Biafra prisoners, all Biafra that have been kidnapped and is being held hostage in different parts of Nigeria. We are those who have their names, we will list them. Those who don't have the name, we generally make a demand of the release of every Biafrans that are under Nigeria custody. And of course, if they refuse to do that, we will start hunting. You know what I mean by hunting? There's going to be prison at the end of the day. We will do exchange. It's going to be about, we will catch big fish, and we like it. Actually, it is part of the grievances that are going to be in the declaration document. So those are our committee of the drafting committee, the declaration drafting committee. Please take note of this particular issue of Hizbah activity, and of course the Sharia law in the north. It is going to be part of the grievances and the reason for the declaration of Biafra. So we are not going to do anything. In fact, we want them to increase the attack on those businesses as evidence we are going to use. So let them attack the businesses and let the news report it. We are going to document everything, and I want them to increase the attack on those things because it is going to really help us. Now, let me tell you one thing. I want to tell you, how did the northern Nigeria become a Sharia state? Did you vote for it? Were there any referendum conducted that the 12th northern state would become Islamic Sharia state? The answer is no. But when it comes to us, they remind you that you don't have it in the constitution. How did they become Sharia state? How did you become a resident in a country, in a state, in the northern state, where if you commit something that you are not even part of them, they stone you to death? Deborah is one of them. Deborah and one of our brother was stoned to death. It is in the history of Nigeria. And these people are not Muslims. So under which referendum did northern Nigeria become Sharia state? Why other places are using secular law? I am asking question, and I want people to answer me. Where was the referendum conducted? Who approved that northern Nigeria will have a different law called Sharia? Why other part of Nigeria will be practicing secular, the constitutional law or whatever, customary law, whatever they call them? Who approved it? Nigeria is complete mistake. And this fraud and mistake is something that we cannot continue to live till eternity. That's why we have to separate, go our separate ways, so that those who believe in Sharia law can enjoy the Sharia law, while those who believe in common law system can enjoy their common law system, like us. You cannot be operating two different laws in one country. Who does that? Northern Nigeria already divided, and they are using our resources to feed themselves, while they enjoy Sharia. We don't believe in Sharia. We don't want Sharia law. So under which referendum, under which law, how did they manage to become 12th northern Sharia state? These things happen right in front of our nose, in front of our eyes. Under our nose, we see that northern Nigeria become Sharia state, and nobody did anything. And when you talk, they say you have representative. Which representative? An issue of importance like that, a very national issue like that, is not issue to be decided by the incompetent people you called representative at the National Assembly. No, it is beyond them. It is something that needed a national voice, where everybody will say, yes, we want Northern Nigeria, we accept them to become a Sharia state. That did not happen. So what the Biafra have done is to right the wrong that Nigeria have been doing in the past by conducting this self-referendum. Not just that we are saying, oh, everybody want Biafra. We want Biafra. Yes, we want Biafra. Like every other organization who fought Biafra has done in the past. They will tell you, everybody want Biafra, everybody want Biafra. There is no document anywhere. Everybody want Biafra, everybody want Biafra. There is no evidence anywhere. Nigeria continue to tell you, Ndibo don't want Biafra, Ndibo don't want Biafra. Today, we have evidence that at least over 50 million people say they want Biafra. And we want people that will say they don't want Biafra. How many there are? That is democracy. That is true democracy that Biafra government has come to implement and institute. According to international standard and international law, the Montevideo Convention state what criteria that is needed to be qualified as a statehood. We have actually overmet this criteria. And that's where we are today. So my brother and my sisters, those that are raising concern about the Hisbah police, please pray that their terrorism activities against our people should increase, because we are going to use it. It is part of the grievances that we're going to use in the declaration. Thank you.
When they interviewed Zamfara State Governor, that is France 24 News, interviewed him, and he was saying he prayed that Nigeria should be fully Sharia-ized. You understand? That was about 3 or 4 years ago, and the northern students were forced to learn Quran laws. You understand? They were forced to be studying it. The videos are there. So I am so much afraid at which these Hisbah are operating now, that nobody is challenging them. That is why I asked this question, sir. Thank you very much for the answer.
Yeah,
Thank
please,
you,
we need those to be forwarded to the media team so that the committee will also take a very good, make a very good reference to it. Thank
yes,
you.
sir. Ugo 247 has the video, sir.
Ugo